Okay.
Does that wake you up? Is that why you did?
Yeah, so you go to take your watch. Laudna.
All right. Now we are up and live and streaming. Streaming once again. Sorry, boys. I had to get some little things done, boys and gals. Get a few little things done. I still have to go back out real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Critical Role here for you in a minute. But before we get too involved in this, those who are coming over from the Twitch channel to watch this video, today is the giveaway day, and these are the simple rules right here that you have to follow. Step 1, go to HTTPS, my YouTube channel. Step 2, click on today's video or last night's video. 3, comment your YouTube name, Twitch name, and follow the channel to be entered for the new giveaway. So we're going to go ahead and put that in our chat so that we have that rocking and rolling. Let's do this. All right. Well, why am I black and white? What the heck? Why am I black and white? Let's refresh that. Okay, that was weird. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right here to the chat. Control V. Boom. Also, enter today for the possibility of winning a free copy of Baldurs Gate 3 on your platform of choice, held in mid-August. Also enter today for the possibility of winning a free copy of Baldur's Gate 3 on your platform of choice, held in mid-August. So by going today, excuse me, by going today and subscribing on the channel here and doing that, and you're gonna automatically be entered for the free dice giveaway. I'm thinking we're gonna do some dice a little bit like, and I'm actually going to, yeah, a little bit like this. All right, so some form of polished stone with gold inlay. I might do these funny little dice, right, where 1 says fuck me, 20 says fuck you on it. Or I might go metal dice, depending. You know, obviously I'll ask the winner, hey, what do you want? You want just a random set of dice? Do you want a nice set of dice? Do you want a metal set of dice? Do you want a chungo dice? All that stuff. So yeah, just stay tuned. Stick with it. Like I said, go to the video, like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, comment your name. As you can see, the steps there. Go ahead and follow those steps. And get your chance to win, huh? Who doesn't? I mean, all you have to do is click follow, and the worst thing that happens to you is that you don't win. Best thing that happens to you, you come out with a new set of dice, and you're automatically entered for the next, for the console/PC release. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go run and grab myself something to drink. I will be right back. Let's go ahead and start tonight's episode of Critical Role.
Following the strange internal push towards inspecting and learning of the nature of it, grasp the gem upon the promise of nothing bad happening, and upon grasping it, watched as the arcane energy within was drawn out and into her, the crystal crumbling and cracking, left powerless and dark. Imogen stormed off to take a night's rest, wallowing in the sense of betrayal as Laudna screamed at the bow of the ship. Nothing but the stars above and the moons to take it. So, coming back where we are, is there any other business that night, Imogen or Laudna or anybody else, would you like to handle before the next day of travel? All right. The night goes by without issue. The next morning, eventually, The sun begins to rise over the dusty valley. You can see there's some spotted gray clouds beginning to encroach from the southeast region, kind of the general Ashanador direction of Marquette. You can feel the wind picking up as the heat begins to rise. The temperature is beginning to shift of the day. You can see distant high clouds, dust storms. It's hard to see.
And we're back.
But the horizons begin to get a bit muddled, a bit fuzzy. I would like, as you travel for this final day, for somebody to roll a d20 for me, please.
Me?
Oh, microphone.
Say, come on, anything under a 5 is crazy.
Roll a d6 for me, Laura.
Ooh.
3.
3. Okay. Fairly early in the morning, to where the sunrise is still kind of blanketing this this dust-covered scape. The plateaus and large mountains that punch up from the
There we go.
broken
All right.
ravine-cracked ground, still wearing the pinks and oranges of the rising sun. Who'll be first out onto the deck? Make a perception check.
All right. So while we wait for this game to load, let me talk to you briefly about today's sponsor.
Right.
We're gonna just there we go. Today's sponsor is brought to you by www. Let's do this real quick. Put on some music while we talk about it. All right, so what is W Energy Drink? Let's talk about what W is. Boom. Boom. More dubs. So W Energy Drink, it is a all natural blend. Uses natural caffeine. Uses, you know what? Actually, I'm going to order more of this tomorrow. Because that just finished up all of my W. I think it did anyways. How much do I have left in this? Not a lot. Got enough for a serving. So, W, alternate energy drinks. Alright, let's talk about what an alternate energy drink is. Right? So, one of the big things that gamers have, and a big conception of gamers, is we're a bunch of overweight losers that still play video games. And if we're not young, then it's weird that we do. It's weird that we still play video games, and that's a kid's thing, not an adult game. Well, some of us like playing video games. We like playing video games since we were a kid. But most of us older people, right? I say older people, I'm 30 years old. You know, we sit here, we hear, you know, all sorts of kinds of craziness about gamer stipulations, and one of them is being overweight, not healthy.
What's your business down here?
What's your business down here, huh?
Kill you clean.
Fuck you, intimidation. Stupid ass. You're gonna let me the hell in. That's what that is. Give me a 9. I can't believe I made that. That was the luckiest roll of my life.
No, you don't. Still. Takes steel to swagger in here. If you're half as... We've disarmed the traps. Come down.
And I'm gonna be really honest. This does not go at all the way that we wanted to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna throw it here. I'm gonna throw this box out.
Any falls behind, I'll leave them for the fist. And in no state to tell tales.
Decorated with a grinning face, this colder.
Y'all want to see something funny as hell?
lamps, lads. Sealed lamps. Don't want
Bye,
to
Felicia.
where we're going.
Ha!
All right. Go.
Now you may be wondering, why did I just do that? You see, because I've tried so many different avenues of trying to do this mission for her, and it never works out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the spectator go. Dee 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 dee. And then we'll finish up what's left. So, I keep getting off topic here. Dubby, right? The energy drink that I keep talking about. Trying to talk about and keep forgetting where I'm
Don't
at.
mind if I do.
So, Dubby Energy Drink is an alternative energy drink with 0 sugar added, which is fantastic. You know, it uses an all-natural cherry coffee nut extract for a natural caffeine boost, so that you don't get all hyped out and crazy, and it's no added sugar, so you're not going to get the possibility of
What should I do?
sitting around gaining weight, right? If that makes sense. Oh!
On my way.
That wasn't very nice.
On my way.
Ye fucking shite. Hit him. Ha ha ha. Guess what, fool? They hit you with that piercing shot. Ba-da! Critical hit.
I don't fancy their chances.
I don't fancy their chances much either, my boy. Booyashika.
This way.
Can't afford to let up. On the move.
Boom. He's dead. Alright, cool. Now, everybody on
Still
me.
alive,
Let's
so that's progress.
Where's the ladder at?
Best be on my way.
Best be on my way then. Oh no, you're all dead. That's crazy. That's so sad. They're all dead. Oh no. Everybody, let's say it together. Oh no, they're all dead. That's crazy.
Something good here, I hope.
There isn't. I didn't even bother looking at some of this stuff. Longsword, longsword. Jump.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Alright, that's not working. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna restart, I guess. Let's save game. Again, I'm super off topic. Go and try W Energy Drink. If you're spending all this money on Red Bulls every day and you're gaming every day and you buy 4 Red Bulls for your day, I mean, how much money is that right there? You know what I mean? That's $3 a pop, $2 a pop, so 2 times 4, alright, so $8. $8 a day, 7 days, it's $42. W, it's $39 for a tub of W, and it lasts you forever. There's no like. I shouldn't say forever. That's dumb.
If not over, then through.
No, but it's not. You don't waste
That's
anything.
far
You know what I
enough.
mean? It's not like you
What's
get.
your business down
okay,
here?
I've had enough.
Answer
and-
honestly and maybe we'll kill you clean.
I feel like that was the wrong one to choose. Didn't realize I was playing Gale, but it worked.
No, you don't. We've disarmed the trap.
Yeah, you stupid little bitch, you thought you were so fucking pretty, so funny, huh?
With haste.
I love you thought you were so pretty, so funny. Well, now what do you think about it all? You must be pretty pissed off. Yes, 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 you are. Yes, indeed.
There's no need for this. Free me
Here's-
now, and I'll see that my patron rewards you. I need only tell her it's a gambling debt. It's happened before.
Not many can talk their way into a Zentarim outpost. I could use someone with your skills. Interested in a job?
That depends.
Some
What
of
is it? Yeah, I already found them. They're dead.
Damn it! What about the shipment? Bashaba's black bones, you bloody found it! Funny thing though, couldn't you just... Lads!
I don't think there's any way of getting around that. I think no matter what I do, it's just go time, you know? This
better
motherfucker's
position.
about to get stabbed the hell up.
Let's do it.
And shank.
Ha!
And hit. You failed your save, you little boy. Oh no, you hit me twice. Searing smite. Divine smite. She's dead. And we'll shoot you with an arrow. You know, for old time's sake.
My faith will protect me.
Creator. Destroyer. Pawn to Cleric 4.
Do 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 do. That was your move, huh? Okay.
Another day, another fight. At the ready.
Need to act fast.
Allow me to demonstrate. With glee.
Can't give up now.
I thought that was it for me just now. I really did.
These boots have seen everything.
Oscar Favares.
Wait, wait! I'm just a prisoner! Spare me and there'll be coin, I swear it. Oh, thank the gods. You may not know it, friend, but you've just done yourself a great service indeed. For you've rescued none other than the artist, Oscar Favares.
A genuine pleasure. I'm in your debt, as is my patron. My betrothed, I should say. Assuming Lady Janeth still wishes to marry me after our little, falling out.
You
You recall a recent scandal. A patriarch of Baldur's Gate wished to marry a commoner. Your Lady Janeth's runaway groom.
I did not run away. A date was never set. There were complications. But before my fame, my patron, there was another woman. One I planned to spend my life with. But when Lady Janeth offered me a future, well, it felt only right to mention my past. Right, but unwise. I was forced to retreat into the countryside, to paint and to clear my head. To choose, I suppose. Indeed. One to split the very soul. But I dare not dwell on it any longer, lest I weep. And we have your reward to consider. Once I have made my way safely back to the city.
Fuck.
Say, you...
Damn.
I don't suppose you could spare some coin, could you? Ease the discomforts of the road some. A hero to the hilt.
They can go.
Seek me out in the city. Until Baldurs...
Damn, dude. Shit. Oh, God. I just want the fucking game to come out already.
Open up.
God, I want this game to come out so I can actually go to Baldur's Gate.
Everything looks new. Step lightly.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have. Wish I had a bag of holding. I'll give it a shot.
Oh, these guys are gonna fucking hate me, man. I've been killing these dudes just left and right.
can't slow down. What's in here? Looks empty.
What am I to do? This way. Attacking's the best defense.
Is that blood? No, never mind. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I wonder what the next move is. Let's try this way.
I'm so... Damn. Dash and arrow strikes for this one, huh?
No choice but to keep going.
I've missed this.
What now? Cutting to the chase.
Ha! Let's have some fun. Yes, here.
if the gods are watching me. What's hiding here? An ordinary lamp. Not a trace of magic on it. I'll take that. Oh, cursed to put my hands on everything. Right tool will do the trick.
Don't touch me.
Have him do it.
With pleasure.
He's got hella modifiers for this. Interesting, glass goblet. Nice. Alright, let's see here. Oh, let me go ahead and...
Glancing out that early morning air, breathing it in deeply, you hold the edge of the skyship and glance down, and below you see a trail. One of the various roads that carve through the valley itself. You see what looks to be a small caravan, maybe 12 or so carts that are hitched to numerous beasts of burden, just slowly trudging through their path towards the city of Baldurs. What you also see, and you're uncertain if they see it, is something else shifting in the land below. You hear this like very faint, like a bassy. And you glance deep down and look underneath. The shadow, thankfully, is stretched far across the ground, so the sky should block your perspective. But you see the ground shifting, rippling, like something large is burrowing just beneath the surface of the dust and dirt in the direction of the caravan.
Is anyone else on deck? Captain, first mate, any of the crew?
Right now, Captain Xandis is not there, but Khalil, the first mate, is at the helm.
I'll just help myself.
Orm will bolt for Khalil. Khalil, look, down there. I think those people are in trouble. I think they're about to die. Get the captain. I'll be back. And I bolt for our quarters, and I find my way to the witch's door. Where I think I slept, but I'm out early, and I just start beating on the door and yelling for everybody to get up, and yell, specifically yell Imogen's name as loud as I can.
You all hear the...
What?
Some people on the ground are, I think, about to get eaten or something. Wake up. Get everybody up. And I just start slapping on doors and yelling, wake up, for everybody on board.
Rapidly, as all of you begin to hear the banging sounds and the voices rising in the hallways beyond the chambers that you've chosen here below deck on the Silver Sun, the captain Xandis comes pushing through from their quarters and... What is... There's something... it's way too early. And they go ahead and start trudging back to the surface. What are the rest of you doing?
Something I wanted to look at real quick in the gym forge.
Okay.
This is too early.
Get up!
Move up!
Get up! Oh, that's just how tall you are standing.
You son of a bitch.
I would drag Xandis to the edge of the ship and then with sword out, point it down. There, what is that? What does that mean?
They lean over the edge and glance down, pulling what looks like a very intricate, thin, but multi-tiered spyglass in their pocket that draws out and puts it
Listen,
across.
I am in dire need of magic to consume. You have what I require in your possession.
Puts it down.
May I?
All right, man, the harpoons with the chains. We don't want to kill it.
Thank you.
They're not usually dangerous. I don't know why it's going after this thing in particular. They're not carnivorous, but I think I got an idea. Khalil, give me the helm. Help these people. And they charge back and climb up quickly.
I feel the storm abating.
The wheel of the ship. Khalil begins shouting
Yes,
out,
this will keep my condition in check.
Get the harpoons
For a
ready.
precious
Get the chained
while.
harpoons,
It's hard to
okay?
predict the effect
Starts
any given
directing
artifact
us. The rest of
has.
you can see, the
My
rest
condition
of
is
the
hard,
crew's starting
rather
to
soon
come
I
on
will
board.
feel it
He's
stir
like,
again.
his eyes a bit,
Like a distant. I
Tyrone,
will need to
looks
consume
over,
another
grabs
artifact
the edge
before
of
the
one
lightning
ballista.
strikes. There's no choice but to find more. As luck would have it, Faerun is full of them, though I do feel obliged to point out that items of
right as
power
you're, like,
tend
making that
to be in the
thought
have a
in your
danger
head.
involved.
The sails
All great
shift,
cost.
and the ship
Good.
begins to go into a subtle dive.
I know. I
You
hope I
watch
can
as
count
a lot
on
of the barrels and crates and various elements and materials that are stored on the deck begin to just slightly slide, shifting with the seeming directional weight of the front of the ship. Listing, that's the word I was looking for. As it lists slightly, everything begins to move towards the front, but it doesn't quite get to the point where anything will slam and go overboard. The captain kind of ensuring that the contraptions that keep the skyship afloat are directionally moving properly. As it glides down, though, you guys watch the horizon moves up above you, and you get a full perspective beyond the edge of the deck, no matter where you stand.
How can I
of
help?
The landscape below you, and you can now see the early morning lights of the caravan. There's lanterns hanging to give these little pinpoints of light, and as the rays of the sun begin to hit the edge, you can see some of the colored cart flags and banners that it uses to very loudly connotate its existence, also as a warning against the various crawler gangs. You also see, out of the dust, this large ripple just kind of tearing, breaking across the surface. And for a brief second, you see something emerge from it. It looks like a squid. It has this long head that kind of dives outward, and you see these tendrils that kind of come behind it. It's like a massive, mutated cephalopod, but it's covered in spines and weird kind of like horned toad style ridges that go across the sides of its body. And at the very point where the head emerges, you see it split into 4 different kind of jaw openings before it dives back down below. You hear Xandas shout from the back, "They're not usually hunters. Something's drawing it.
Here goes nothing.
Get there ready!" And at that point, the thing lists further. You watch as one of the ammunition carts begins to slide towards the edge. Gordy's going to go ahead and reach over and try and grab for it.
Come on, Gordy.
Who's manning the ballista?
I got one.
You've got one?
Claimed.
I'll get up on the other one.
Okay.
2 claimed.
I'll go to Ashton and cast Enhance Ability on them and give them advantage on dexterity checks.
You got it. Okay. So as you both go over, Gordy does manage to actually grab the barrel and hold it off to the side.
Let's drop. Just let.
Tirana
Thank
is
goodness
helping you load
stop
the
this.
the chain
We
harpoon on the
won't ask
left-hand
again.
side of the sky.
That's the one we want?
Enough.
Where is she?
There's nobody. Actually, no,
Bye-bye.
Khalil is available, so Khalil can help you too. Khalil
Bloody
can
hell.
over and
She
helps
could
you get the
shoot
mask back.
fireworks
Opposed to
out
the
of
ones that
a-
you've previously shot in the previous battle.
None of this
these
matters,
are
all right?
Much thicker.
We need to
and
get her
have
back.
kind of a hooked
Not-
barb at the end, are designed to dig and hold wherever they're shot towards.
Also one. There's
At
another
the very
one?
back.
There's one at the very back.
Okay, I'll go hop up to that one.
Okay.
Will it be able to?
A chill runs up your spine.
I mean,
You feel like you're
Do you think
being
it's a good
watched.
idea, Fern?
Yeah.
yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
The place
so
has
you
a
go ahead
qua-
and rush up to the poop deck on the very back of the ship to where there's the third ballista. You go ahead and load in the harpoon yourself. All right. It'll take you a minute. You watch as this beast, which, I mean, like, from
Brothers.
you don't get to see the full.
I guess they
mass of
didn't
it.
find
Only
their
parts that
sister.
Peek through as it occasionally breaks the surface and then digs back into the broken ground.
Like it has seen it at all.
It's too far away for you to see sort of changing its behavior, and it's too quick, so you have no idea.
Can Chet? Can you use your
Us.
horn?
You catch a waft of
Can you single
You're
out
a
somebody in that caravan and use
monster
your horn?
hunter.
Oh, just trying to do
I'm surprised.
Um,
A mystical wisteria.
No, you know,
I
just
wish I had
make it disintegrate
simple
my hand.
wanderer and monster
I look
hunter.
at the caravan,
Nothing so dramatic.
and I
His
pick
name
one
is
of the beasts of
Astarion,
burden, and
but I fear he's gone to
No.
not this time.
I'll pick a humanoid
and bring
entity
him
at the
where
back and try and like.
Baldur's Gate. My people wait for me there.
Okay. You put all of your breath into this horn, and it's just.
I don't know.
He is right,
and You
unfortunately.
begin to realize maybe
During the day, we have the advantage, but at night,
maybe you got
when they hunt,
swindled.
you'll not find a more deadly corpse.
We've all survived so far. And let's focus on that.
It would still be wise to post guards at night.
Indeed it is.
Meanwhile, the ballista are both set, and you are not, the ship is now starting to turn up as it's getting dangerously low towards the ground, but it is beginning to catch up to this Dustra beast.
Here's in his head.
Excellent.
How high up can
There.
these? Their heads.
Vampire.
Sorry. How high up
It
can
can't
these
be.
dusters go?
You hear back from Captain Sandus. Not very high. They're mostly terrestrial diggers, and they're generally scavengers and vegetarians, which is why this is very strange.
Any ranged attacks?
I don't know. I never fought one of them. I don't go this deep into the valley. Skyships avoid this area for a reason. I told you that.
I cast fly,
Got to press on.
Okay.
and I'm gonna take off for the caravan.
Okay.
Victory's assured. On my
At
way.
this point, you're roughly 400 feet from it, and gaining quickly, both you and the beast. But you are gaining on it. So you're getting to the point where while the skyship is pulling up, you're starting to lose a proper aiming position towards it. And you hear Xanda shout out from the back, "If you're gonna take aim, do it now!"
What's the play here, Captain? Can we take one of these things? Are they too much?
We're not gonna take it. We're gonna distract it. Pull it away.
Okay.
On count of 3.
With pleasure.
3.
Fire.
Okay, both of you roll. You have advantage because of the enhanced ability.
But I do not.
No.
It's a dex.
You roll and add a plus 6 is what it is.
Sometimes the only way out is through.
13.
20.
20. Okay. 13.
You can take me on.
It fires free. The chain that's wound up on the side immediately is going up, and you can watch as it's hitting the edge of the railing. It arcs past the beast. It was just a little bit off, and the chain is kind of grinding, and you can see now the railing around it has this heavy metallic reinforcement specifically for this purpose. But you can see it grinding against it.
One can't always be a gentleman.
And then eventually the chain just goes limp, and you can see it beginning to drag behind his
Time to kill.
We can zip line down.
Yours does hit. Go ahead and roll 3d8 for me.
All right.
Sorry. 68.
68. That's
Speaking truthfully,
territory.
I'm a little surprised you chose to shield a star.
Okay, 3. Okay, 68.
So
Three will do
adorable.
it.
Such camaraderie at such a bog. You're as
that's
loyal as a pup,
12,
and twice as handsome.
13.
Is that right?
All
right.
13
All
plus.
right. I see you, girl.
13 plus 19.
Okay. 30.
32.
Let's see
I rolled
here.
Got it.
pretty well.
It sticks into the Dustra as it was just diving back in, and the chain something rips taut. As it does, you can see the very edge of the railing kind of buckles slightly. You watch the metal bends. You hear this loud as it pulls against it, and the ship suddenly begins to list to one side and is pulling at a slight angle. At which point you see Captain Tennis go, come on, and begins turning the wheel quickly and pushing it against the weight of the chain. Go again, other side!
I'm gonna try to shoot from the back.
Oh boy.
So try to get a tail situation or something, whichever is you know.
About now you're set. It's going to be a more difficult shot, but I'm
Okay.
here for it. Go ahead and roll
Let's
D20.
go.
Never know.
Can you guide yourself? I guide myself.
Okay.
Good call.
On my
I'm
way.
adding 6.
Yes, to whatever you roll.
Okay. Where a D4. D4. oh, okay. That would be 20 total.
You needed an 18.
Better not be cursed.
So with that, it goes off the front, and at this point the ship's pulled up and it's listed to the side to where you didn't really know where it was anymore. You couldn't see it. You just kind of shot and hoped.
Here we go!
Have a face.
You all watch it cruise off the
I
top.
don't you
And suddenly-
best have one hells of an apology
You
for
hear
me,
now-
young man. But a God's grant me
like
patience.
deep,
What is it?
reverberant
What's
growl.
going on?
As that chain tugs, the boat begins to list from the back, and you watch as the
Ethel!
captain goes, God, shit!
And you-
reaches down, and underneath the wheel, there's
I
a
can
separate set
just
of
walk
controls
into
that
homes
handle
now.
the intensity and strength
This gets
of the
better and
brimstone
better.
on the ship itself. You watch as they reach down and pull one
You've made a
heavy leather
grave
from there,
mistake.
and just yank back. As they do, you see the central gem that sits in the middle of the ship
You blink.
begin to glow brightly, and you all feel the wood of the ship begin to vibrate. Things begin to just clatter and shift. As it does, the ship kind of locks into place and continues to move forward, but now it is anchoring it at its current
I won't give in.
angle-listed state. And the ship begins to slow. And slow. It's an air brake, if you will, an arcane air brake for this. And as it slows and slows, you can hear again. You also notice now flares
There's blood in the air.
beginning to come off of the caravan. They've either noticed the encroaching creature or they heard the alarm notification from your horn.
What's the distance look like between the creature and caravan now?
They're about 250 feet.
We're like 400.
Let me recite their demise.
At this point, the ship begins to slow, and the caravan, you see it as the large kind of colored plumes go off in the air, these kind of notification flares. You watch the back of the caravan, a bunch of warriors and like guardians begin to shift to the back to keep watch, and they begin other individuals begin to pick up and all the beasts are being ushered further and faster now.
Still
to get itself
breathing,
to a safe
despite
space. And
everything.
You can see they're not terribly far from what looks to be a large rocky hillside, like some sort of like solid rock hill that moves out of the ground, and they're moving over towards that direction. As it does, you kind of glance down over the edge, and indeed you have these two chain-held harpoons that are in this beast that itself is like kind of scooting through the dirt, and it's trying to fight, but it's unable to pull away from the strength of the ship, and occasionally the ship kind of like lurches a bit. And
still fighting pretty hard though?
It's trying to fight.
Dash
yeah.
too far in.
Am I closer to it at this point?
From what you can, you now have driven off. You can get as close to it as you want to, because you flying, and it's about the length of the chains here. It's about maybe I'd say at this point, 150 or so feet, 200 feet from the front of the ship, and to where the chains go taut. That's the full length of it. So you shot it when it was closer, and then as you pulled back, the chains went taut and kind of are holding it like a kite. So it takes you under a minute, I'd say, to get to the to get within a pretty close range of the beast.
Survival is all that matters.
If we guesstimate it from where we are, is that thing 200? Not away. I asked how far away it was from the caravan. Now I'm asking how high, like when it's like revealing itself, how high into the air.
Got you. Well, it's you haven't seen it like leap out. You've only seen it kind of like breach the surface and go back under. And what you've seen, you guesstimate at a first glance, second glance, fifth glance, it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 to 100 feet long, from tip to just thinking of how you discern squids and the way that they are proportionally placed, but you have not seen the full back of it, nor have you seen the underside. What you do see, as it's now taut there, the two chains locked into it,
the lance board
you see one central, like bright blue, almost like a deep cerulean blue eye that occasionally opens up with like a secondary glass lid that kind of closes and protects it, and it just kind of is writhing in the ground, getting ground slower and slower and slower, and that's kind of where you're sitting at the moment. Imogen, what are you doing?
I'm gonna...
Oh, God.
Yeah, do it. Come on, you're all out there flying.
No, but I have like a couple thoughts, but concentration.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna do first and foremost, I'm gonna like float down to where I can like look it in its eye.
Time to push my luck again.
Okay, and now it is a bit dangerous to get too close, because you do see parts of it thrashing, and this close up you can see the texture of it. It has crustacean-like plates across a large part of its body, all similar coloration to a lot of the earth and dirt around here in the Hellcat. It has like an ashen, like a light gray visual to it. But the closer you get, you can see there are striations through it, almost like there's colors that shift or ripple through with blood pumps. Like it seems to have deep-set brown veins that occasionally kind of shoot through it visually, with what parts you can see breaching the surface. It's very fascinating, weirdly beautiful as much as it is scary. And as certain tendrils kind of lash out of the dirt and whip around, some are like grasping and wrapping around the chains, almost like trying to pull itself free.
Nothing will stand in my way.
But they're caught at a stalemate. And the one eye that's kind of appearing is kind of, it's odd because it's not flat. The eye is almost the pinnacle of a weird bulge, like it rises up to an eye that's just kind of pushing out at the top of an apex.
Okay.
Like a periscope.
I'm gonna get... Oh God, I'm gonna look at it in its eye, and I'm gonna say...
We're a long way from Waterdeep.
Stop.
In for a surprise?
I'm gonna command it to just stop moving.
Okay. What was the...
Wisdom 15.
Wisdom 15. The tendrils begin to lax. And just kind of, the thrashing stops.
Damn.
Okay. As it does that, I'm gonna lower myself down to the ground. And I'm gonna try to use open mind on it. And detect its thoughts.
Okay.
Just porn.
Okay.
Let's explore.
So, are you going to do like a full push dive into it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's challenging because like it's odd that it recognizes a command,
Right.
which means
It has to understand something.
yeah, it understands an aspect of language at the very least, or an intent to that regard. And there is an intelligence to this creature. And you push past that, and you sense a lot of pain. You sense a desperation and an anger. And as you push further beyond the barrier of its immediately alien mind, you get senses of being lashed, being hurt, being pushed beyond its boundaries. You see images and memories within it, though the visual itself is very fisheye and stretched, of underground caverns, home, a sense of home and belonging and being pushed and forced from it, of having brood, children taken.
Would you look at that? Another portal to the Underdark.
And a real deep, burning sense of vengeance.
All I'm gonna try to do is convey thoughts to it. To say I'm sorry for your loss. Help. See if I can calm it at all.
It's pretty wound up. I'll say, make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Get shot in the ass with it.
Well, let's add those to the pile now.
Oh.
Yes, why not?
15 with disadvantage.
15. It doesn't calm. It definitely has reduced its aggressive, instinctual, destructive reach out and smashing its sense that it's brought to this space, but it's certainly still driven. It's certainly still angry and vengeful.
Then
Okay.
I'm gonna point to the caravan.
It just seems to be lashing out.
All right.
When you ask them, it doesn't have any certain personal connection with the caravan in front. It acknowledges that you refer to it, and what you get back from is it just wants to destroy.
Okay. I'm gonna cast fly again.
Okay.
And kick up.
As you edge closer to the mirror, a pale face appears, contorted in fear.
The air and get
Fists slam against the mirror's surface.
before it regains its motion.
You all watch as Imogen just flies down, just kind of drifts right above its bright blue eye, and it slowly begins to
My sweet
reduce its
Callum,
aggressive stance.
whose beloved
Not entirely,
asked that his
but there
beauty
seems to be almost
never
an odd
fade.
Pause.
My
My
Space
darling
between
veritable
Matthew,
cabinet
she
of creepy
wished for the mind of a
curiosities.
genius, but
No
that
one
silly
heard
head
the possible
crushed me.
conversation. And then eventually she takes off again, and it still kind of slowly is wrapping itself around the chains.
How'd it go?
Are you all right?
Oh.
I'm fine.
What do we do?
Oh no. It's been hurt.
No.
It's been tortured. I think people
Why ain't I
probably
petrified?
destroyed its home and its family. Oh no. It's angry.
Orm's tracking the caravan. Have they gotten anywhere where we can feel they're reasonably
What?
safe at this point?
How?
They're about three.
How am I
3-4
still
minutes
breathing?
beyond getting us. It is a
I
large
have the
caravan.
bite.
It's- Even moving at its speed, this is, you know.
I
when
wouldn't
you're
wish
off the
it on
road, the land
anyone.
itself is a little
Your
difficult
insides
to move on.
end up
with just
on the
simple parts and
outside.
pieces. And so they have a few minutes before they
Petrification
get
stops
truly
the
in
spread.
spot.
I was on death's door.
I mean,
no,
I don't know what
I
else I can
feel-
do.
I feel great.
I can keep trying to calm
How?
its emotions or freeze it as much as possible until at least they get to safety, but I certainly don't want to cause it any more harm.
Should we just disconnect and?
It'll kill them.
What?
Well, we can wait until I can.
that
speak
would
with
mean
animals. I don't know if it's an animal.
Double crossing, filthy, lying wretch! She made me sick and then trapped me in stone for kicks!
You know, I have not really, held back a duster,
I left me
so...
wife, me kids behind for fear of
Let's point the ship
infecting them.
now.
They were only
Let's just go once more.
babes. The stones know how old they are now.
just get ready by the pins. Hold on. I give you the go. Set them free. We can always buy more chains.
Only 'cause of you.
Try to capture these dustras?
I ain't got no way to repay
Not
you.
usually. Coming to the surface like this is it's a rare sight indeed.
Something's been after him.
No.
Welcome to the valley.
What you've done for me and mine today won't be forgotten. Thank you.
And then put it back down very calmly.
My dearest Ephraim, he begged me to halt the deadly disease that
Let the
ravaged.
caravan do its thing.
You mean like lift it somewhere back the other way? Or
Yeah,
something?
just like our cargo. A cargo.
Is the hag gone?
Xandis kind of like gets this.
Tell me she's gone.
This
May she
intense,
burn in the
contemplative
the
look in
hag.
the middle of their face. And
There's
their
never been a
eyes
more
go
vile
wide with
creature.
A manic.
The things she did to me.
It's quite an
Homie.
insult to Basilis if we did want
glance
I was a
over
fool.
rapidly to their first mate.
I wanted to know my fate.
Galil?
I had a
Wanna
choice
try and
between two
break
lives,
up
and
on
I was
beast?
frightened of choosing wrong.
It's like,
I asked the hag to help me see what the future would hold.
aye,
Got what I
Captain.
wished for, too.
That felt like a no to me.
That
really
All right.
Future self. Corpse.
To the chain stations.
Rotten with maggots.
Any of you?
And everyone
you
around
seem to
me
be kind of
dead.
magic oriented, right?
Putrid
Oh,
and
yes,
dead.
very.
Get to the two front gems. If you could go ahead and I don't know, give it magic or something.
A boring
I don't know how this
story.
works.
Stay or go.
You heard the
Marriage and
captain.
kids
Go give
or a
her
life of
magic.
novelty.
I lost my best years rather than just choose.
Wait, what do you mean give it magic?
Give the things that are lifting us a magical boost.
I know how to make a ship go. I know how sky ships move forward. I know how to fix it. I know how to make sure that everything is going okay with it. But I don't really know how to make the magic part stronger. It's not my strong suit.
How do sky ships do in lightning storms?
I mean, classically and historically, pretty terribly.
Okay, well then I won't try that one.
We need to leave. You're not supposed
Isn't
to
there a
be
lever or
here.
something that
She'll
you
be.
have that
I
you
thought
pulled
I was
underneath
lost.
there?
Yes, and
If it
I'm going to
weren't
put it
for
the other
you,
way and give it all she
I would have
got.
ended
I've
up
never
like the
seen
others.
this part of it.
Hollowed out and as good as dead.
These chains even hold this thing? It's 80 feet.
Sheer desperation.
We're in the try.
We do
My
not
mother's
have to
mind
do
is
this.
gone.
This is just an idea
I'd
I
have
was
begged
throwing out.
Merkel himself if I thought heard about this wise woman out in the back end of nowhere who could help.
Yeah, if
I knew it was too
Oh,
good
I'm
to
curious.
be true.
Don't worry.
Are you
Home.
Okay.
We could
To Baldur's Gate.
alternatively, we
This
could
isn't
try
over yet.
to confuse it, distract it, influence its mind to say that the caravan went a different direction or something.
Boring.
I feel like the time for common sense is over.
Yeah, we're picking this bitch up.
Now's the time for action, apparently.
Featherfall? Featherfall? Maybe we can try casting Featherfall on the creature.
Auntie will be awake soon.
And that'll make it lighter?
She'll be so angry.
You can't. We could try.
I'm gonna try
I could
some
bring you.
weird
I
shit.
still got fly on me. I can bring you over
Let's
the
get
side,
going.
Laudna, and get it down close.
I'm gonna try
Auntie
some
will
weird
be
ass
awake
shit.
soon.
Alright, I gotta get within 60 feet of it. Okay, climb on my back. Alright. Don't fall.
I do a Yoda backpack situation.
Auntie will be awake
And I'm
soon.
gonna try to fly down to the creature with Laudna on me.
Okay. So you grab on.
Why is
and
Auntie so
fly
quiet?
over.
Auntie's dead?
Immediately as you leave the ship
No.
and have
No,
that, you
there
know,
is
which
no
at this point
mask.
the ship is maybe 90 or so feet off the ground. You know, it's held, you know, down by the creature, like I said, like in a very kite-like scenario. But you still feel that kind of rush under your
Elminster's not
stomach.
around, so it might as
you
well.
Coast over it. You hear the captain shout outside. Tell us when!
Side note, since Imogen first flew away, Orm is on the side of the ship waiting to, doesn't want to, but is waiting to arrow Flynn down the chain.
By all means.
If need be, and he's in that exact same position watching them like a hawk.
You have two chains attached.
Something
to it. If we're gonna
very
really try this, we
droll,
should probably
sir.
attach all three chains, right?
I tried one. You want another one?
Yeah, we
That would
should
be
try it
nice,
again.
actually.
You should.
Yeah, fair enough. Help me, baby.
I will guide you.
If there is another chained harpoon.
No, there is one fixed per ballista,
you have to
so
reel it in.
you'd have to reel it in.
Auntie,
It's more of a
kind
time
to our
It's gonna take a Gordy and Piranha rush over and start helping you pull the chain in. And this will take you a couple minutes. So you're pulling and you're all pulling, and it is a heavy workout. You're all sweating.
Dark
At this
Lady,
point,
help
too,
me
the ship is
strike
like
true.
the creature is now starting to get a little
fine.
more angry and sense that it's
Need
being
more
held
time.
in place.
I'll try and wait for them because
Come
Featherfall
on,
only
can't
lasts
stay
for
idle.
a minute. It's not, it only
Can
give
I
us a little bit.
try to command it again and see if it works? And just say, calm it down.
Does it even understand your
I
commands?
won't It understands
do
your
it!
commands.
Would this be considered a huge creature or bigger? Or
Oh, this would be
neither?
much larger than a huge creature.
Oh.
This would be considered gargantuan.
Gargantuan creatures.
With haste.
Don't make me hurt
Just for
them.
shits and giggles, I'm going to try and rage and beat the main crystal with my fist. I see if I can pump magic in it literally just by punch, because I clearly can't damage it very well.
Hey, dude, punch a crystal.
Fuck, I'm punching a crystal.
Sure.
All right.
We're all going down.
Yeah, we are. I'm punching it with my fists, man. If a fist is all it takes, then we were dead already. So what do I get? I'm gonna try again before I. I'm trying again.
So two rages used.
Yep.
Need to stay
and it's the same
focused.
roll 3 times in a row. Fuck it. I'm gonna just start. I'm gonna start throwing space attack, basically
Heading
space
there.
attacks into this as gently as I can to just start trying to see if it can like absorb some of whatever the fuck's in my head.
You start just hitting the crystal, and the captain goes, "What are you doing?"
I'm kind of magic. I don't know.
Okay.
Can't slow down.
Yeah, no. And you do. You full on go Ip Man on the crystal. And while you're doing that, you're pulling the chain out.
The three of us are.
Yeah.
Yes,
All
Auntie.
I'll break their
Yeah,
pretty
I'm gonna
little
wait for their
bones.
chain. Just try and maximize.
Sure, I'll try to command the creature to calm down one more time. Just freeze.
I'm just looking over both sides, trying to keep an eyes on the girls.
With
My
ease.
face is kind of awkwardly like right next to Imogen's. And as we wait, I'm just like, so. All right.
And just in case it can understand me, I will use speak with animals, and I'll yell down to it. It's okay. We're not gonna harm you. I hope you can understand me. Can you?
End this.
What seemed like guttural
I wonder if
vibration
this is worth the cost.
comes up from the ground, and you hear, or at least take in the magical translation of.
I'll strike you down.
You can talk to it.
I will open my mouth and go. Which means they've fled behind you.
It's cool. Yeah.
Who's they?
Whatever.
Why don't you ask him what he's looking for?
Let's finish this.
Say a word in this fucking language.
On my way.
If I take a few minutes. Sure. I'll
Find out who attacked him.
I'll ask. Who do you seek?
Nothing important is ever easy. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
She or he is looking for their spawn, their kids.
Where did they last see them?
boy.
That's not. It's not keys.
toy
Yeah.
What do
We don't know where they are.
He says, punch
We
you.
are not helpful here.
I'll shout back.
Your chain is retrieved.
I got the harpoon. We can see great distances from the air. We can climb up and search for your spawn.
And you can come with us.
Well, I don't want to
Can't we-
promise that.
Make a persuasion check.
Wits and blades, always sharp.
14. You all hear once again the
How
voice
delicious.
comes through. Fine. Then I must
A long way to
Get the
go still.
harpoon back in. My arms are so
We really
swollen.
want to find the kid. I don't know if they'll let us just
Are you
go
firing?
and search.
Captain, permission to fire.
Do it!
Oh God. Oh wait, but I'm just making a breakthrough here.
Just
Hold
say
on
we
one
need
second.
to attach
Want me
something to
break
you to
through?
help.
No, don't do it. Wait, what? What'd you
Just
say?
maybe let them know that we're attaching an extra
time to
ouchie
rest.
to
Maybe
make
we
sure
should
to
do that.
help
Yeah,
them.
Right with magic.
Ouchie. Hold on.
I feel like if I say we're about to inhale you again, it's gonna sour the
All right.
conversation.
What now?
A little bit.
But we're gonna shoot the creature. What? Let me just give it one
Don't
more
waste a
try to
step.
reason with it. All right. If we let you go, will you let those innocent people go?
Ah!
Say in their language.
Make one final persuasion check.
Can't
The
afford to
DC is
stay
higher
idle.
from the previous lots. This better be a good roll.
What to do? Should get started.
All right, shoot
The tentacles begin to tug at the chain. Are you firing?
That
Go ahead and roll.
smell.
Now, I will
Something
say,
died in here.
Roll with advantage because it is currently held in place by 2 other harpoons, so it is easier to fire on it.
Breathe deep.
Plus
Step carefully.
24.
There's a trap.
24 hits. All right, go ahead and roll 68.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh, I tried.
As soon as we see it attach.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
47.
Whatever comes, I'm ready.
The other two have kind of like
Whatever,
hit it in side elements. This one kind of scores right kind of in the core, almost triangulating its physical body. It's big enough to the point where it's doing damage, but it's not like, none of these are grievous wounds necessarily.
37.
I did
37.
not roll damage,
Oh, that's right.
but
The
I
path
don't
less
want to
traveled.
hurt it.
Well, too bad. You didn't see where it was going.
It was a harpoon, man. I'm taking that back.
Ooh, you rolled high and you're like, yes. I know. Looks like a trap there.
Always right, Matthew, always right.
Shit, number was
Five.
down.
No. 5, yeah.
32.
32. You got it. So yeah, it's, you know, it's taking hits, but it's a big beast with a tough hide. But you now have it triangulated with these harpoons. The captain goes, "We good?
Yeah, we're in.
Bringing it up." They go ahead and disengage that one
In the cage.
central part of the stock of the engine.
We get our hands
All
on
right.
the pins for
I'm
the
gonna
Nasty surprise.
and
Caution
pat
is
it
warranted.
here in their head. Raise it now.
I'm running over and grabbing pins.
They put forward the one ratchet that they had to hold back and put it into place. The central gem goes calm for a second, and you watch now the creature's tugging. It gets pulled in.
A little discourse.
They go ahead and grab another piece.
You bastard! You ruined it! You ruined. Ethel was going to bring my husband back. Back from the dead.
As it does, the
And
wheel
now I'll
begins to turn,
ne-
and the
I
ship
was
begins to pull up
fine.
at an angle.
She wouldn't have killed me.
I
Just a bit
have
longer,
somebody
and
roll
my
a d20 for me.
more than I could have done.
Go ahead and add
Oh,
Boy.
No pressure.
Oh boy, what if the ship cracks
As
in
you
half?
wish.
14.
14. It begins to slowly rise, and both of you watch as the feather fall, which makes this even remotely possible.
My
You
word.
watch as it begins to be drawn.
This is a place where
out of the
nightmares
dust.
come
Now,
to. That staff
you get
looks
the
more than
first
intriguing.
true view of this
Much worth
massive
obtaining,
beast
I
as the
say.
Dust and sand falls off of its form, scattering to the ground below, burying a large portion of the nearby road.
All right.
Imagine a length squid, but its central body divides into 24 long tendrils, each that ends in a long-fingered hand that grabs and wraps around.
What?
In the center between them, you can see what looks to be a central. There's an eye on each side of the top of the head, the ones that you were looking at, and then deep underground, as you pull it free, there is a third eye underneath between all the tentacles. As it pulls out, you can see it grabbing onto the chains, and it's starting to pull itself
Oh, it's
up.
climbing up?
It's like now climbing up the harpoon chains, but the ship is carrying it. It is like airlifting it now off the side. Watch this on. This is like, are we holding out okay? Are we going okay? Please tell me we're okay.
We should do something about this.
we should get high and then just drop it.
Oh God!
No, we shouldn't. That would kill it.
Can we pull away from the caravan?
I'm doing it! I'm doing it! I'm trying! The ship's down off to the right and just continues to move on in the opposite direction of the caravan, which at this point you can see is now getting far closer, on the cusp of getting itself up onto the rock base.
Great. I'm gonna fly and bring us back up onto the deck.
At which point the other deckhands go forward and they pull the sails forward. Woof, the wind hits.
Quite
and more
exhausted.
force pulls it forward. The ship
A good night's sleep would do me wonders.
Just keeps
The ring's
itself
a
on that
different
angle
colour
before
from
pushing
what-
forward
God!
further and
The
further
thought
and
of
further.
putting him in a
It continues
wheelbarrow
for
and
about
making
2 or
the
3
journey
minutes
all
at
over
as fast
again.
as speed as it can, carrying the
Not
weight
even a
you know,
little
off
bit.
in a southwestern
But
direction.
I will be.
Oh, just look down there. We lost sight of it a minute ago.
No!
Oh,
Deserves a proper burial.
It's probably about
We were
50 or
just
so
kids,
feet
but
from
we
it.
got right on. We've barely spent a day apart since.
We're gonna drop this thing.
Stop blowing down so we can drop it.
Lower it.
I gonna lower it. And the ship begins to go, and it begins to dip quickly because now it leans into the
Wish to
weight.
live in more interesting times.
All right,
On this thing.
on the count of 3, let's do this. Is there a way to detach these chains?
Yes, there are pins.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
All the chains dislodge and are dragged down the ship immediately. The immediate loss of weight and the amount of force behind it, it goes into a serious dive upward. Most people begin to slide back and tumble towards the back. The materials start like dragging down. I would say both Ashton and Chetney make a dexterity saving throw because as you land and hit the wall, you look up and watch as the ammunition barrels tip over and all of the large, heavy ballista bolts start sliding in your direction.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Natural 1.
Okay. So the ship it picks up and then eventually evens out. As you're glancing over the side and looking, you watch the chains detach. The creature falls maybe about 40, 50 feet before into the dust, and then it digs itself back into the dirt and broken ground of Hellcatch Valley, and you watch as the pattern of its movement is continuing in a southwestern direction, away from the encounter. The caravan itself is kind of now set up camp and just kind of taking its time there upon the stony top of the hill for its own safety.
I mean, we can't help them now, you know?
I mean, I feel like we should at least fly down towards the caravan and find out if they're the ones that stole the babies.
Or just, ask for money for saving them. You know.
What if they made a liar out of me? I said that they weren't responsible.
It's about now that you all look over and notice that there is a large bolt that is like partway through the abdomen of Ashton and pinning them to the wall on the deck.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, you were all busy. I didn't want to interrupt anything. Clearly not.
Can I?
Yeah,
Do you want me to take it out?
You do take 24 points of piercing.
Oh my god. If we yank it out of your torso,
That's
are
what
you
they
going to
advise.
bleed out?
That's what they always say.
We gotta cauterize the wound.
That's what we got letters for.
Okay.
Yeah, I can heal.
On the,
Oh, this is gonna
Pull it
hurt
out
so
first.
we're
bad.
gonna do this on the count of 3.
Here, hold on.
Does anyone have heat?
I'm gonna give some fabric. Just bite down.
All right.
This
I
is
can't lie
probably
down.
gonna
There's a
hurt.
point coming out the other side.
Bite down.
Let's have a look.
I'm
He's not in his right
I'm
mind.
just gonna yell.
You're not in
Let's
the
do
right
it.
mind.
Okay, ready? We pulling it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the back end of the.
Get ready for cure
Right.
wounds.
1,
I
2,
rage.
3.
Okay. You pull it out. Immediately as it's withdrawn, it takes some meat with it. But dark stony meat. There you go.
Rather fine blade in hand.
I'll cast a cure wounds.
Okay.
Just a little one.
All right.
Oh, okay. You healed 10 points.
That is good. Ow. Ow. Well, it's been a great day. I'm going back to sleep. Goodbye.
Okay.
Does the caravan look okay?
I don't make it to
The caravan looks like it's fine.
Are we doing
It's-
what was in the caravan, or are we just gonna go
We should
about
go
our
to the
merry-
caravan and see if they stole the babies.
Yeah, we could let him free. I'm not getting anything from happening again.
Yeah, that's true.
Take a moment to gather yourselves. At this point, the morning has now come into a proper early day. We'll say for the sake of narrative brevity, in buzzing and possibly going down and visiting leader of the caravan, they're a bit guarded but thankful for your interaction. They do not have anything that resembles, nor do they have a space to carry anything that resembles the size of these creatures. I mean, based on the size here, you can't imagine the youngins to be too small.
Right.
And they do not have the capacity to carry anything, let alone keep something alive that, could be that dangerous.
I shoulder up to Chetney as we're talking to them and say, and of course we're just doing this out of the kindness of our hearts in order to help try and protect the valley and just bring a little bit more safety to it for weary travelers such as yourself, and really rely solely on charity and tips.
Oh. Make a persuasion check.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah. Worried first.
No.
Son of a bitch!
Did I call it?
This is what happens when you get all cheeky. Just take their shit next time.
What? And how much is our natural one?
Okay.
Tooth falls out.
They all look at each other. They all look at each other. The leader of the caravan nods. Thank you
Light
very
on my
much
feet.
for your help. We'll put together a tip gathering service, and they go around and do collections. And about 15 minutes of waiting patiently, they come back with a bundle that includes 2 apples, 7 copper, and like some fleece that probably got wet and is a bit mildewed and musty.
That's good fleece.
But that's what you got. That's your tip.
It's good fleece. It's good fleece. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Would you like an apple? I give an apple to Chetney.
How's it smell?
Smells good.
FCG, you want some copper?
Yeah, sure.
So weird.
Does FCG have a tongue? It just goes like, ah.
Yeah, do you have like a silver
every time.
flap for a tongue?
Let's just say yeah.
It's now canon.
But it's made of.
Oh God, no!
All of a sudden.
Guys, the only thing that's actually alive.
They were a cyborg.
Another fight. Let's go.
Flesh tongue FCG can't hurt me.
Shouldn't have made me your enemy.
Set sail! You gotta get back on the road!
All right. So, a relatively eventful morning, but thankfully the rest of the day goes by without much of an issue. The gray horizons and cloud cover seems to be building up towards the south region of the valley, just enough to kind of give a coming gray evening and day or days to come. No signs of storm, but just a little bit of cover. Though this is the final day. You did not roll anything that would have slowed your journey or with any major issues, it seems, and you successfully deterred the Dustra from the caravan. But eventually, the night comes, as the sun sets, and you see the the small little breaks in the cloud cover above to see the familiar stars, kind of reminding you of the night. The glow of Katha pushing through the clouds to give kind of a general kind of soft white hue to the ground below. That's where you see now lights in the distance. Just beyond the grooves of deep ravines and the numerous sprawling roads that carve over and through the handful of bridges that stretch across these lengthy distances where the ground itself seems to fall beneath for 100 or so feet. These paths all convene on one plateau that sits in the center of the city. And there you can see the lights of the city, Baldurs. From there,
Blood comes easy these
the
days.
things that catch your eye as you get closer, as the sun just finishes setting. You see a sprawling expanse of small hovels and stone buildings.
Can't give up. Not now.
Tents and what looks to be an exterior city, like a sister city around the central city, with hundreds and hundreds of small little dots of light, showing life and movement through the night. You see a large, heavy road of some kind that seems to be winding through and around the city, carving into the rock below and through the ravine that surrounds the nearby space. The actual central city itself is surrounded, buttressed by this tall,
Never a dull moment.
red rock wall. You see where it stands at places anywhere between 30 to 60, 70 feet tall, and seems to be either built out of or built deeply into the rock of this plateau.
Maybe not the best time.
At the space beyond
Got to keep fighting.
you see the glittering mass of Basilis. Numerous convoluted city neighborhoods and sections that just kind of wind and tear through them like a jumbled trash heap with thousands of bits of candlelight and glowing firelights moving within it. You can see a half dozen or more tall smokestacks that rise far above the city, somewhat crooked in the way they make their way upward, and these small trails of black soot drift off and gather through the clouds of the night sky. You also notice one
quite ready
central
for you.
tower itself, the most jagged
Very
and
well.
improbable of them all. Looks like it's built from some sort of odd metallic scrap, rusted in some places, kind of ruddy and dark, other parts shiny and polished. And at the top of it,
adventure
its apex,
awaits.
a dull green light that seems to be almost moving, like the oddest lighthouse you've ever seen. It's about then that the light shifts in your direction.
All
and
right,
your
so
ship is
far
now
so good.
Completely emblazoned in bright green light, like a spotlight on you.
Oh, fuck, we're back.
This is normal.
Yeah. This is normal. It's the Todic glow. It's kind of a spotlight thingy.
What glow?
The Todic glow.
The light kind of veers off of it, and you know from experience that you're likely to be intercepted at some point to see what you're about.
Yep.
The captain sets their leather strap onto the wheel of the ship to kind of keep it on course. Approaches you all. Okay, so good news is we're here. Bad news is we're seen. And not really much for landing too long, because if what I've heard is correct, skyships that stick around here end up being kind of pulled apart and taken. So I'm just going to set you down. I'm going to leave you to your own devices. And when you need me, give me about a day or so. Let me know. I'll come pick you up. Let's go. And they go back to the wheel, hitch the edge of their long pulley onto it. And as they turn the ship, the gems begin to flare for a second and then descend quickly towards the outer western side of the city's outskirts.
With Imogen's skirt, no pull on it. Can I ride down this time?
A fetid smell assaults your nostrils.
Laudna got up and
Dead
she got
flesh
first.
like
Can I get numero dos?
I wasn't planning on flying again just yet.
the warm
but
rush of power flows
than
through
welcome to
you.
try to climb on
You
my back
feel
and
stronger,
we head on
faster,
You gonna
better.
fly?
No.
Take the piggyback ride, Chetney.
No, I don't want to spoil it. I'll wait.
Next time I fly, though, you can come with me.
Ooh! Deal.
All right. Side note, it's when could you fly? When did that happen?
I don't know. I've never done it before. Just like seeing Orem fall off the side, it just kind of triggered something.
It started when it did.
Maybe just being on an airship. Your body's just acclimated. And was
Wouldn't it be
like,
funny
"It's
if I
time
could
to
do it
fly."
all along and I just never done it?
Maybe
Trusted?
If we gave you like a fish to hold, you could then suddenly breathe underwater or
I
something.
like where you're going with this.
That's a great idea, yeah.
Experiments.
I feel like we've just given you a little push on the Skyway. We could have had this going so much earlier.
Oh, God.
I'm Imogen Tinault, and this is Jackass.
Alright, sorry, I'm back. As you get closer to the ground, you can now see, emerging from the nearest gates of the large red-walled portion of the city, a handful of dust trails beginning to come in your direction, tearing through the what you know as the skids.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
The ship begins to get close to the ground.
Say again,
before
as
it
I have
comes
said
to gently
before,
rest on the
I
dirt.
need an object of power to
Picking
consume.
up a cloud
We have one
around us.
already, and there's no
Alright,
time for
everyone, get
delays.
off now, if you don't mind, Looks like we got crawlers incoming.
It will consume the magic inside.
Give them a reason
What
to
was a
keep us
powerful
here, eh?
artifact will be rendered,
Go.
but it will save my life,
Thank you. So I go
even
in
if
for
only
just a
temporarily.
simple hug. Thank you so much.
Please.
Here.
I'll take it.
As luck would
I'm
have
gonna
it,
try to take
Faerun,
the-
there'll be danger involved.
Go for it. Roll
For great
sleight of
cost.
hand.
Good.
Natural 20.
Just in case. Very much not a natural 20. Hey, you know, least I could do. Quite literally is the least I could do. I don't really want to do this, but I owe your orc master my life and my job. So,
Sure, it's just... Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye.
all right. Stay safe. Don't die. Don't get murdered. You
we
all step
go.
off the ship, and just as fast as the last foot leaves it, it takes off and begins to head in a westward direction. It's right about then that you hear this sound. It sounds like dozens of grinding metallic devices, like axes on axes. You're hearing like sparks and metal being pushed and ground against other parts of jagged scrap, as well as an odd, different kind of reverberation in the ground. You all turn back over in the direction of the city, and you now see from the plumes of dust massive machines. The front themselves, these thick, wide wheels covered in like scaled spikes that just grind into the dirt as they cruise over. And the first one you get a glance at, the back of it, is built like the
Seek
rear
and
side
you shall
of a
find me.
sort of terrifying beast horse.
With haste.
A pair of back legs that just grind and push into the ground with like metallic claws. As it grinds around the side, you can see on the back of it 2 figures riding it. Kind of one holding a set of handles to the back and the one in the front hovering almost like a set of handlebars, turning it as it grinds down. And you see about 4 more, all same general build, but variations that seem like they've been cobbled by whatever could be found, and on top of that, built to be unique to whatever the personality of
next,
its
I
owners
wonder?
was. As they all come to a stop, the first one, the person who was driving it, steps off and lands. You can see a
Got to
heavy
keep
set of
moving.
a scarf kind of waddled around their neck and thrown off the side. The scarf itself, a jet black color, and as they approach, they hold a large hand axe to one side, put the other hand out in front, and you can see on their elbows a black tattoo in the shape of a sun. As the hands out. Okay, who the fuck are you? And what are you doing?
They're just like this.
Ashton, are you good to talk to these people? People don't tend to like you.
We're just travelers coming in, hoping to visit some old friends, maybe do a little business, a little salvage. Name's Greymore.
I'll see what I can learn.
Oh.
He of the
From
unsleeping
the house.
eyes.
Yep.
Grant me the might to carry this
Doing pretty
burden.
well for yourself to come
Grant
on
me
a
the
fucking
faith to
sky
face
ship, wouldn't you
darkness
say?
without. He should never have been here in the
Doesn't belong to
first.
me.
Haven't
Please,
seen one of
just
those
leave
in at
me
least
be.
15 years.
First time I've ever been on
Got a
one.
long road ahead.
Why are you here,
I promised
Greymore?
my shield and my sword
Looking
vigil.
for somebody who
He
pissed
should
me off.
never have been here in the first place. I'm the one that.
Guidance.
Never wanted the easy path.
Making everybody wait. Oh no, 21. Sorry.
Hangers down. I can respect that. You all with him?
Sadly.
All right. Is this Resty's first time?
No, I've been here before.
I'm as shocked as anyone I know.
Yeah. Welcome to Baldurs. You're under the protection of the Gajakantas. By that I mean, just don't get in too much fucking trouble, all right? If you do, clean it up. You're all a bit bright. I'd suggest maybe not being as bright.
Alright. The cloaks.
Don't tell anyone you took that thing in here. That's gonna be the talk of the city for the next week and a half at least.
That's a very good call. Thank you.
Don't fuck it up.
Do my best. Before you take off, I was just curious. It's been a while.
What? They're listening, but they're walking back to be like, what you need? And they're stepping back up onto the
Is Death Wish still a thing?
When is it not? Skids past, throwing dust all in your direction. You all get completely surrounded in the cloud of dust before the other ones begin to purr alive. You can see some have flame jets out of the back of it. And they're just showing off at this point. They're just trying to spook you as they all kind of ride by and then head back to the city.
What's Death Wish?
It will be the silver lining. The silver lining of the strip.
Oh, Ashton.
Oh, gotta be something fun.
Don't worry. No one else is tracking us. I'm keeping it out.
Where the fuck are you?
I'm watching our flank.
I'm gonna take a wild swing.
All right. Roll with disadvantage.
One.
Oh yeah. It is a very wild swing. So wild that the hammer flies from your grasp and just
go. Yep. Can't do that.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick that up. Oh, I gotta sleep.
All right. Well.
Where do we do that? Oh yeah. Gotta go find a place to sleep.
Where did we get dropped specifically? Are we outside? Sorry.
You are outside the city.
The giant walls?
You're on the outskirts of the giant walls. You are on the outskirts of the Carmine Skids. You are like essentially like outside of the outer ring of the city.
The Skids is almost outside the outer ring. The Skids is just kind of this place where there's a lot of people who honestly either can't or shouldn't be let in the city live.
Should we head straight into the city?
If we can find a place to sleep in the city, that would
Probably be best. Oh wow. Yeah, there's got to be somewhere to sleep on the strip.
The strip. You know,
like a
every
mall.
town's got a strip. They have all
Like
you
a
can eat.
whole, like
steak.
a whole strip, or is that a place?
Tale for the ages.
It's the Salmagunda strip.
Salmagunda.
It's a big
I'm trying to remember which place has like.
But I don't know if that's
the Raw Den doesn't
for
have
inns or
sleeping quarters.
Yeah, it does. I mean, most and you'll notice this as you get in. And you'll probably inform them as you begin to enter the city. Unlike places like Drusar, which have kind of taverns in the classic sense, as they have a lot of people that travel from around the world. As you get to, and you probably know this from passing through some other areas of the continent as well, they have what are called caravanserai, where like a tavern is one part bar, one part inn. Caravanserai are one part inn, one part shopping mall. It's generally has a large courtyard in the center, with a number of like carts and shops and hitching posts and place to like hitch up your beasts for the night. And have a place to stay there. Bars and places to drink tend to be a little rough and tumble and outside of the sleeping arrangements, for the most part. But as you kind of giving a little bit of an overview of this, and you can expand upon this if you'd like to kind of give them an idea of what they're in for, you begin to approach the outside of the Carmine Skids. And immediately you see, now close up, a ragtag jumble of like small gathered tents, large crates, like they carried massive war machines that have been built on top of each other and turned into a house, and have been retrofitted to be a living space. You can see bits of stone and clay that have been built up and set to be just a simple, cheap place to live. It very much has an odd, off-the-grid survivalist sense to it. And as you walk through, you can't help but notice people either not giving a shit that you're walking through or way too interested that you just walked in. There are folks that are out looking at and starting to speak and point towards the sky ship as it begins to vanish in the distance. The green light still occasionally coming onto it and kind of identifying it like a laser pointer at a distance, and begins to rouse new interest.
Look at the ship for a minute.
Point at it.
Wow, what is that?
I speak,
How
they
cool.
burn.
Just out of curiosity, can I get a group deception check, please?
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Ooh.
What a weird
12.
game this is turning out to be. 9.
8.
18.
26.
17.
12.
That's an interesting spread. Okay, okay. Doesn't take too long for you to work
Go
through these
for the
skids
throat.
and to get the sense that you're not standing out like sore thumbs necessarily, but you're certainly not blending in seamlessly with the people who live here. As you continue further and further towards the heart of the city, seeing the stone walls getting taller and taller as you approach, you also occasionally glance over your shoulder and get the sense that maybe you are getting followed. You glance over and see something kind of just shift off to the side. You specifically, Orem, being the eagle-eyed member of this team and already kind of feeling a bit defensive, glancing about, you see like somebody jump from a rooftop to another rooftop nearby, just a shadow. Shift past.
Don't waste a step.
We have
Let's turn someone inside out.
Can I yank on Ashton's pant leg? I don't have to reach that way. We have a tail. Where? Right here.
That's not my tail.
Rooftop. Over there.
Not a tiefling.
Chetney.
Fuck all.
Chetney.
Yes. Still invisible.
I think we've got a tail up on the rooftops. Be cool about it. Don't want to make any.
Got to move.
We don't want to make any waves yet. Just see what this is about, maybe.
No problem. I'll bleed him quiet.
No bleeding, please. Oh.
He's gone.
No, I drop like 10 steps or so back and like off to the side. Specifically now keeping an eye up on the roofs while they keep going.
Okay.
See what I can see.
Pressing forward and kind of quickening the pace a bit, you begin to approach the western gate.
As he's going off, I'm gonna make just a mental connection with him so we can talk.
Do you have to see the person to make a mental connection?
Ooh.
Well, yes, I do. I can see within 30 feet of him.
Unfortunately, he's been invisible for quite some time. But
Unleash me.
Get it then.
It's like I was never born.
The makeshift roadway here, the path which has been carved through foot traffic and the amassing of buildings on each side leads towards the western exterior. As you can see the large torches that kind of
The
just
dance macabre.
the kind of black char marks that climb up a good 30, 40 feet above from the smoke. The gates are partially open, just enough for like a person to walk through when it's time. And you see two more individuals waiting there, one of which is a
All right.
massive
Here we go.
orc figure with a face mask pulled on. They have what looks to be a small helmet with a singular blade that kind of juts out like in the front. They also have the black scarf around their neck and those same like dark sun tattoos on their shoulder, on their elbows. And to the right of them, you see another figure, human, looks a bit older, very thin legs, a built like muscular shelf of a torso, wearing like heavy hide armor with what looks to be like spikes jettisoning from it. They also have the same black scarf
What's
and the same
inside?
elbow tattoos. And as you step close to it, the orc leans out and goes,
You the out-of-towners?
Mostly out-of-towners. A couple locals coming back.
Right, Greymore, right? They said you were coming in.
Yep.
All right. Get in.
Just gonna lean over and whisper to Ashton. Word certainly travels fast here.
Yes, it does. It travels very, very fast. By the way, and spread this around, don't overpay for anything.
Chetney, don't overpay for anything.
You're gonna blow my cover.
yeah. You're keeping a watch. Make a perception check for me.
Oh yeah. The eyes of Chetney are upon. Fuck. 7. No, 10.
10.
I have not stopped looking either.
You can roll perception as
Yes.
but however, I would say with disadvantage.
Oh, I got 2 twos.
Oh, well, yeah, you are.
Then with advantage.
Yeah, it's too crowded. I can't see over anybody.
So, you move through kind of in single file through the slight opening of the gate. The gate itself is about 20 feet tall, and it's made of a similar stone material. And as you move past, you can see now there is a like a massive almost like a wooden breech piston on the back of each wall that is built into a giant chained winch. And you can see there's an ogre on each side that
Oh,
as
boy.
you step through,
She's
begins
dead.
to crank it, and as they do, it pulls the wood.
I was
begins to push
wondering
against
where
the
she
board
went to, and now I know.
kind of snaps it closed behind you. You now stand within the walls.
Okay,
Of this
let's do this.
And as you kind of look around, you can see the odd cityscape before you. There are little
Should mind my
strange kind
step.
of warm yellow and red glows that seem to be from deeper into the path, and as it kind of backlights some of the tops of the nearby buildings, and it is just a ramshackle, ragged skyline. You can see there are hanging threads and cables,
Fate,
there are banners,
although
there
thou
are
dost not
oil
seem
lanterns
to
and
be
glass
in
lanterns
need.
that dangle over intersections. It has this odd kind of
Bro, is she like dead
Nightmare
dead?
Bazaar meets a
I think she's like dead.
a unique space where everything looks like it was found, cobbled together, and then presented proudly. You continue through what is considered the western dregs, the west dregs of the city. Where are you taking? Oh.
How do they know your last name so well?
You know, that's a story for after I've had a nice nap, I think.
Are you royalty of some sort?
No. Quite possibly the opposite. Let's take them to the Raha Den, I guess.
Okay.
The Rod?
The Raha Den. We're going to be... Don't want to stay somewhere too nice or too bad. You'll like this place. It's a lot.
At Ashton's lead, you are brought through the dreg sectors of the city, specifically the west dregs. And as opposed to the Carmine skids that you pass through, this area has a similar sort of just stacked and made from whatever's available neighborhood construction, but nicer materials, more materials, better kept. By comparison to, let's say, Drusar, it still looks like an incredibly dangerous place. There are hiding spots and tunnels and pipes and all manner of what looks to be collapsed bits of masonry and buildings that have been then scavenged and built upon in the same space over who knows how long. Some buildings look extremely old, like they may have been here for hundreds of years. Others look like they were built in the past 10. And they all just kind of are pushed together and stacked up. And you can see there are walkways that kind of... In fact, there are elements of this that remind you of the interior of the core spire where you previously lived, and can see probably threads of artistic inspiration, or at least familiar survival instincts that led to the neighborhood where the Crook House itself is embedded within Drusar.
How crowded is it? Are there a ton of people around?
At this hour, it's not terribly crowded, at least not along the streets. It's not barren either. You'd say you pass by, maybe a dozen or so people every minute. And
Less crowded than Drusar, though.
Less crowded than Drusar.
Okay.
This kind of reminds me of when we found Shadana's place.
Looking through, as you begin to grow closer and closer to the central region of the city on the northern side, you keep an eye on some of the people that pass by. You see some other figures that are also wearing
Go ahead.
outward
I'm
intense
listening.
armor that are both made for function and for intimidation. Some have blades that are woven into the leather, and the tips broken off to show that they've probably left themselves embedded in somebody else in some sort of a fist fight or a bar brawl, or it's just for show, like they've got involved in something dangerous. You pass by what looks to be one tall, lanky, red male tiefling, who just kind of his head hangs down between his long shoulders that kind of point out the sides, and his arms kind of just swing from side to side. And he just kind of mad dogs you as he passes, and as he kind of glances over at you, Imogen kind of goes, he just walks on past.
It's nothing compared to you, Logna. It's nothing.
It was just posturing.
Yeah, it was
Clearly has a tiny pink.
I go and I remove one of his Achilles tendon. Yeah, bitch.
Are you?
No.
Okay.
Strange.
Continuing inward, you can see
Grim-looking horizon.
The lantern.
Wonder what's out there.
More and more numerous and oddly beautiful. At many of the intersections and at regions in the city where it seems like more small carts are set up, where individuals are out there just kind of gathering and talking story, and in the process of eating small snacks and just kind of watching, people watching as individuals pass by. You see an older man in particular with a long pipe who's kind of bundled up in layers and layers of multicolored rags, who just kind of, every time he takes a puff, kind of lights up his face a bit, and then he blows out this like awful green smoke that gives this kind of musky incense smell that at first is pleasant, but then it quickly grows unpleasant as it fills the space. But up in the middle of this, a variation of that perhaps. But you do see dozens and dozens of wires that just tangle and tie together hanging above, and from that probably about 20 or so different lanterns, some broken and have just been left up there, some that are just
I think this is it from the
their wick just giving a soft almost
pre-game.
firelight to it. You see a few magical baubles that are tied up into the mix that give off different colors, and it just kind of has this oddly alluring trash heap in the air kind of a vibe.
That is
but also,
not the easiest of questions for me to answer.
You mean just waiting? Like a lovesick puppy? Short-term amusements are much less hassle.
All right, let's do it. Let's finish this up, huh? Gripforge. Let's finish this pre-alpha game. See what we got.
Seems simple enough.
Nervous, my hands are sweaty.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end of the early access campaign of Baldur's Gate 3. On behalf of the entire team at Larian Studios, I want to thank you for playing and supporting us. And please let us know what you thought. Let us know what you liked, let us know what you didn't like. You can do that on one of the many community channels we have or on our forums. I assure you, we read it all and we use it to make the game a lot better. We still have a lot of work ahead of us. It's going to take some time before the game is going to be ready. All of us at Larian are doing our very best to make it a game that it deserves to be. Thank you once again, and until next time. Take care, bye-bye.
They didn't even want to give me a trailer, like
Next time on Baldur's Gate 3.
I guess that's it. All right. Okay. New game it is. Huh? New game. While this does its little run through here, I'm going to play this. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick, and I will be back soon.
Boom. Okay. You, how, what the, when did you? As you get closer to the center of the city, another sound similar to what you heard when those massive constructs came through, but deeper and more distant. And you pass by what looks to be an open, kind of a shop yard, where there are all manner of contraptions and metal arches with cables that hang from it. And you can see over there are multiple tinkerers and engineers currently working on one of those machines, but this one is larger. The others could carry like two. This may carry 4 or more individuals. It has 2 wheels in the front that have almost like these beast claws that hold on to them. And when I say beast claws, it's very much like a welder's interpretation. It's not finely made. It's multiple different types of metal and ore and ingots that have been welded and pushed and bent and hammered to kind of resemble claws, but in a kind of a rickety, easy to get tetanus kind of way. On the back, you can see multiple poles that drift up, and there are banners that Tatter would pull behind, one of which looks like an eye with a claw through it, and looks like multiple drops of blood that drift to where it can just ends in tatters.
At some point, right? I mean, like, it's a thing. Like,
And then what catches your eye is the much brighter interior past an inner set of small walls and a broken archway that appears to have fallen from the center, but it still kind of gives you the entrance to what is the Samagunda Strip. Here, you immediately see what is a massive, vibrant marketplace. Those same clusters of lights and lanterns are everywhere. It's almost like a network that doesn't end. When you see those large clusters of seaweed that gathers over the ocean, like elements of those stretched across, almost blanketing at every major intersection between multiple buildings, spends just like singular threads of cable keeping them together, but it is just a web that continues and spreads and pulls all across. And from here you can see all manner of warmly lit buildings with raucous laughter and what sounds like fist fights going on. You can hear hard music playing, discordant, out of tune. You can see groups of individuals wandering out and just vomiting on the side of the road and going right back in for another round, as well as these large multi-tiered buildings that themselves are lit even brighter from the inside with arch entryways, and you can see there are hitching posts on the outside, and there's quite a bit of foot traffic going in and out. Eventually coming upon one that you see that is made of stone and glass and silk that rises 3 stories up towards the kind of central portion of this. You know these two people that popped down. There is a vast courtyard as you step through. The interior of the structure itself is roofed, and you can see there are some nice kind of mural-like paintings, but some of it's just kind of with age become weathered. The colors have faded. In other areas, it looks like there's just damage. Something impacted heavily, and some of the stone broke off and fell in. And you can see there are some boards kind of holding elements of it up. Looks like it could probably use some repair. People kind of push past you. Some folks kind of just watch as you enter keenly, trying to take in the details of folks they haven't seen before. And then as you reach towards the center of the structure, it opens up into the courtyard where there are dozens and dozens of carts and small huts and tents. You can see there are barkers, individuals holding up food, and you can smell just a mixture of all manner of dishes and meats and herbs and fried vegetables, and it is, from what your entrance to the city felt like, an unexpectedly familiar and comfortable smorgasbord of probably whatever you could want at this hour after a tiring day of travel. So, what would you like to do?
Rooms and food. Rooms and food.
Jenny, are you here?
Yes. Keep an eye out for pickpockets too. It's crowded.
Has anybody been coming near the group, or have they been giving us a reasonable berth?
Most everyone's giving a reasonable berth, from what you can tell. This isn't the kind of place you gather, at least at this hour, where strangers are immediately approached by the general populace. Both of you make perception checks.
Tag along. That's just about to ask.
Yeah, what about a tag along?
How many rooms, also?
19.
15.
Three rooms, 2 rooms. I'll use my nose too.
Say three rooms.
Password is
Huh?
Yeah.
the password.
Okay. So you approach the main kind of circular desk that sits towards the southern edge of the courtyard, and there you see the massive female pakidan, the tall elephantine female proprietor of the inn and room section of this caravanserai. She turns big toothy smile with these long tusks that are adorned with all manner of brass and gold, and you can see like dangling chains from them. The rest of the body, it's dressed in like billowing silks of blue and white. They spin around and you have to lean over the edge looking down at you, Ashton. Why, hello. What can I get for you?
I'd like to grab a couple rooms, or a few rooms. 3 if you've got them close together if possible.
They look back behind the desk. That could be accommodated, yes. That would be for the 3 rooms. 1 gold, 2 silver for that.
I can do that. I'm going to pay entirely in silver.
All right.
That's 11 silver.
Take the back staircase. It'll lead you to the 2nd floor. From there, you will find the rooms with these key rings.
Thank you. Food's going to be open late.
It never closes.
Thank you.
Pachyodon have fingers?
Yes. They're thick fingers, and when they're balled into a fist, it can almost act as like the thicker trunks of the back legs.
Okay.
But they do have fingers, yeah.
Thank you. Let's put our... I wouldn't even say let's put our stuff down. Let's just put as much of our stuff into the just gonna call it the memory hole. I don't have a better term for it right now. Yes, we better remember what we put in there.
Yeah, let's do it in the room though.
We'll do it in the room. And then, yeah, just, you can get a little rowdy, so, you know, be cautious.
Okay.
Gonna check out our rooms.
All right. Yeah, the rooms are fine. You know, they're definitely serviceable. You can sleep here, but this is not necessarily the upper scale of living across Montcalm.
Cobbles? Are they more like canvas tent type of thing?
So no, going up in the 2nd floor, on the outer rim of because there is not really an outer wall that you can tell on the upper shelf of the caravanserai. There is a back wall, and then there is like the rest of it is tightly pulled fabric, and it can be closed and it can be locked off, but it's not necessarily a super secure.
Yeah, we've got our stuff safe, like, put away, so we're fine. Yeah.
Just to be careful before we go. What do I have? Does anybody have something small?
Like what?
I don't know, like one of those jacks or like something that doesn't roll necessarily.
I've got wooden feet.
I've got a caltron.
Fish hook? Yeah, caltrop. That'll work, right?
As long as it's small, like the size of like a silver piece.
300 gold diamond?
That'll do it.
I have this piece of moldy felt that I just got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got some...
3 pieces of wood.
Please.
3 pieces of wood.
3?
3. Small. Just extra stuff.
I have a thimble.
That'll do.
What's wrong with my fleece?
Oh, thimbles roll, though.
It's got to be big enough to not slip under a door.
Does it need to look like anything?
Nope. In fact, better if it doesn't.
But I need just some direction, you know.
This feels like a riddle.
I know, you really gotta start filling us in on some
I'm
stuff.
gonna need your help with this. So I put an object in your room. Yeah, the room you guys are gonna use. So I'm gonna slowly shut the door, and I need you to back that up against the door. If you can do that with your
Here, this one's shaped like a circle, this one's shaped like a square, this one's shaped like a triangle.
None of those are useful.
But I needed...
I'm just kidding. Give me 2.
Which ones?
Whichever 2 you like best. Not the circle. Square and triangle.
Triangle. Ah!
Worth every penny.
hungry?
I see. So with the door, after it's closed, I'm gonna like use my mage hand to pull it right against the doors.
You've got it.
Just to
And
see
we'll
how
know
safe
if
these are.
anything-
And to help kind of clarify the spaces you have, like when you walk into the room, the hall that leads to it is enclosed, and there is like a wall that it's against, and you go through the door into it. Each of these rooms is built on a platform, and it's a solitary platform that kind of goes out and exists not next to the other rooms. There is a 10-foot gap between each one, and there's like a dip, about a 10-foot kind of slide that goes underneath it. Like they're kind of built like spokes on the outside of a tower.
Cool.
And from there, the rest of the walls on each side and across the way are tightly pulled canvas that is affixed to poles, and it allows airflow in the hotter days and allows comfort and insulation during the night.
So if you were gonna break into these rooms, you wouldn't be doing it through the doorway.
If you didn't want people to know you were in there.
Right.
But the walls, they're not haphazard either. It comes with its own challenges. You could cut your way into it, yeah.
So this is not. If you didn't want anyone to know, you'd use the door.
But yeah,
let's go get some food and some drink, because I feel like shit.
If feels like glamping.
Kind of.
A little bit. And happily answer questions.
All right. So you quickly enough can find yourself a number of areas within the caravanserai here, within the Rahaden, where food is available of all different kinds. You can essentially look for whatever you're looking for, something meat-oriented, something more soup or curry-oriented. If you're looking for something more vegetable-based, tofu-based, it's all pretty much available here in some way or another. Usually thicker broths, as well as some, let's say at this hour, it's a little more limited. Some of the more boutique and specific meals seem to have closed up cart for the night, but the more all-night circumstances are readily at your disposal. But food is yours, and there are spaces to sit, or you could go back to your rooms if you'd like.
Let's sit and grub, man.
Yeah, let's sit and
do a little
grab.
people watching.
Maybe we can get a little bit of everything, and just kind of like a sampler, like
Poo-poo platter.
Sure.
I hate that phrase, but yes, exactly.
Have you guys let any of us know that there's somebody tailing us?
Yeah. Well, I didn't.
Who has the thing that detects if Armand Treshy is around?
Oh, yeah. Wait till morning to put
I
it.
think I have that.
Can we use that once
I've
a day?
got the scrying.
Yeah, we should print
Sure.
it out.
Yes, let me do it in one of our rooms.
Sure,
After
It's in somebody's inventory. I don't remember. It's yours?
Yeah, let's grab all of our food and we'll go do that in the rooms.
All right.
See if he's within a couple miles, right? It has a couple mile range.
Something like that.
I'm gonna stay outside the rooms and just keep an eye.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me.
Perception check.
Oh!
Talking to you, Chet.
Didn't even perceive.
13!
Got it. Noted. All right. So you're pulling out the sphere. Yeah, and it is like it's a small kind of.
Sorcerers are
almost like
natural
a
spellcasters
fiberglass
strong
sphere.
and
It has
inherent
that
magic
when
from a
light hits
gift
it, it has
of our
this kind of odd
bloodline.
striation
Warlock,
and
bound
expansion of
by a
light that
pact of all
isn't
powerful
acting on
patron,
the crystal ball.
warlocks trade their
And
loyalty
it's
for
been kind of
supernatural
dull
abilities
since
and
you've,
unique magic.
achieved it, and you've looked at it a few times during the journey, and it just kind of looks like what it does. No real change in perspective. As you pull it out this time, you see within
Warlocks
it
in service
there is
to
almost like a
fiends, work towards
a
corrupting,
bright
destructive
blue
ends
firebug
intentionally or
glow
otherwise will
that
receive
sits
hellish
in it,
blessings in
and it's
return.
pushing towards one
Warlocks
side
bound
of
to
the
eldritch beings from the far realms work towards
what direction?
inscrutable goals,
from where you are
gaining
now and knowing
strange
the direction of the
powers
city, it would
over
be in
entropy in the mind.
southern direction, kind of slightly southwest. And as you turn around, it shifts within to ensure that you can pinpoint the direction. It kind of just continues to focus in the direction.
Okay. I don't know our orientation. Is that pointing towards the center of the city, or?
It is.
I say we do a
the southern
bard.
strip is on. It kind of devours the northern edge of the city, so it pointing to more of a southwestern direction.
Could be as far as the South Drags.
Could be.
Okay.
How far did Estros say that thing tracked?
It's about
like 3 miles.
2 or 3 miles.
How many?
So, the question is, do we sleep, rest, and go after this guy in the morning, or what if we go to sleep and wake up and the dot's gone and we've lost him forever?
Well, we could, take watch and take turns and see if it moves.
Does it just work always? Can we use it 100 times a day?
If I
Or does
just
it-
kind of
doesn't seem to be changing or diminishing. You didn't activate it. As soon as you just pulled it out and looked at it, it had the glow in proximity.
As we're talking, how well can I hear them from the hallway area of this?
I mean, from the hall, not too well, because the wall that leads outward is pretty well insulated, and the door itself fits very snugly against that wall. You'd have to listen from another room to really
Sounds like
get
Charlie Brown.
Yeah, pretty heavily muffled.
Oh wow.
I could use some sleep. I am kind of drained. I can't imagine, Imogen, that
What?
you flew a lot today. It's been a day.
Yeah. I mean, sleeping would be nice,
It
but
would be nice.
I certainly don't want to let Treshy get away either.
Well, how about this? We have somebody stay up, in shifts like we do, and keep an eye on the ball.
If it goes,
out.
Isn't that what I think?
we know what direction.
We know
Not a
he's
worm.
gone too far. We need to get up and move.
And have a good sense of which way to start.
Correct.
How big is the city all the way around?
The walls themselves, you'd probably be looking at a 4 mile
So it's very possible to stay in the
Yeah,
city.
4 miles
advantage,
across
but-
from edge of the wall to wall, and then the skids expanded from there.
Sure. So it'd be very possible to still be in the city, even if they could hit the outskirts of the city and we would lose them, but it wouldn't mean they were necessarily out of the city yet.
All right.
Okay. He could be sleeping.
Yeah, yes, we could.
In fact, I'm going to, You said we know which way is north, south, east, west. I'm gonna do them all. I'm going to set the sphere in the center on the ground and just draw a little compass around it, pointing
Okay.
in the directions and all the cardinal directions.
We'll know if it moves a little bit.
Correct.
Hey, that's so smart.
Good looking out.
And
That's all
but put it in. Too tired to fight. Set it in the center and just see for a second if it seems to be trailing one direction or another.
Okay. Perception check.
That one is What the fuck? It's actually not as bad as I thought it was. It's still not great though. 14.
14. You take some time and just focus, looking for any sort of shifting in the blue glow. But you don't notice any sort of.
Tell me, who do you dream of at night?
It kind of drastically going to a different direction in the city, or any sort of movement at the moment. It seems pretty stationary.
Probably sleeping.
And
we should do that then.
The farther away he is, the less perceptible any kind of shift in that's going to be.
That's also true.
Do you know of any good inn on the south side if we wanted to relocate tomorrow?
Define good.
Somewhere he'd stay.
If I were him, I would not stay somewhere good. And I also might add, I think that we're currently in about as good as it gets.
I just do you know of any place?
There's one place to the south, Dregs.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Shit. Yeah. Fucking South Dregs.
Fucking South Dregs.
Hate you.
Does it have a name? Ashton?
Yes. South Dregs. It's no. God, are we really doing this?
No, I have to.
It's called A Taste of Tal'Dorei. Oh, Jesus.
You know what? It's already 5:20 in the morning, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Remember, follow the instructions down below. Step 1, go to the YouTube channel. Step 2, click on today's live video or last night's video. Step 3, comment your YouTube name and Twitch handle name, and follow the channel to be entered to win into the new giveaway. Also, enter today for the possibility of winning a free copy of Baldur's Gate 3 on a platform of your choice in mid-August. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you adieu.